on, everybody? Steve V here, and you guys are listening to the Steve V Show podcast. I'm here with my brother Jace.
Hello.
He's my guest today. Today we're just going to talk about anything. We got a couple topics that we know we're going to probably hit on, but for the most part, we're just loosely going to kind of chat, and hopefully we'll make some magic today with some of the topics that we talk about. So,
did you get it? Magic? Because I'm a magician, peeps.
He is a magician. We're going to definitely touch on the fact that he does magic and some of the tricks that he does. He's on TikTok, so if any of you guys want to check him out, he'll throw down his TikTok name or whatever the heck it's called.
It will be in the description below if you guys want to check out my beautiful magic.
It'll be in the description below.
All different kinds of magic. We got bottle magic. We got window magic. We got whatever you want.
Cards. You do a lot of card stuff. So we'll touch on the magic thing, but first we're going to start with some pinball and arcade stuff. Obviously, my YouTube channel is mostly based on that. So we're loosely going to touch on that, and then, we'll kind of talk about some other stuff. So you have a virtual pinball machine
at home?
Yes, I
do. I have the Atgames Legend, the first one, the HD version. But I have done a couple modifications to it myself. I've put some surround feedback system in it, so you can really hear the bass in it. And it's basically, what that means is like when the ball hits the bumpers, you can really feel it and hear it. And I also have some solenoids, 2 car solenoids in it, 12 volts. And they're for my bumpers.
Did you say car solenoids?
Yeah, they're car solenoids. Yeah, okay. So in a car, there's like that popping sound you get, like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. So I have it on my flippers. So when you press the flipper, you can hear that.
Yeah.
And you can really feel it feels like a physical machine. So it's really
cool.
neat. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I go over, usually I'll play a couple games because you basically have every pinball game on there.
No. I have the pinball games I own because
the pinball games you own. Yes.
We don't roll with that stuff.
Yeah, no pirating here.
No pirating. No.
Yeah, just bought stuff.
Yes, sir.
But the games that you have, I play. It's pretty fun. What you did with your pinball machine, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm kind of like a novice at pinball. I have my virtual pinball machine, and I'll kind of play that every now and then. But for the most part, I'm more like into the arcade aspect of just what goes on in the arcade.
So, like, the main system I have on it right now is Pinball FX. And for those that don't know it, it's basically a game on Steam. And they come out with, like, they're very good at doing digital pinball. So, like, they will have, like, actual Williams tables. And, like, for example, like, Attack from Mars is a popular one. And they got, like, Hurricane. And they just digitally recreate it. But because I have all that other stuff inside it, it literally feels like a real pinball machine. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great machine. It's a great machine that you have. And I know a lot of people that are into home arcade love Atgames just because of like the stuff you can do with their machines. Their machines are very mod friendly and definitely more for people that like to tinker and want to get the most out of their stuff. Where obviously, since the majority of what I have is Arcade 1-Up products, they're more like the kind of plug and play situation.
They're basic.
They're for people that they're for people like me that just want to kind of get the thing to your house, you build it, you play it, you call it a day, maybe play it for 15, 20 minutes, kind of relive the nostalgia of those games, and then you go about your day. Very simple, where like I said, Atgames is a little more for like the hardcore gamer.
It's literally like Apple hardware and Android hardware. Like Android, you can mess around with it, and Apple's just like you have the interface, and that's what you work with. So that's
a great comparison.
Literally, just like that.
That's actually a really great comparison.
And actually, Atgames is coming out with a new pinball. Yeah, and it looks like extremely amazing. Like they got everything going for them, and they partner with Zen. So Zen used to be partnered with Arcade 1-Up, but Arcade 1-Up really like messed that up big time.
I don't think they messed it up.
Oh, they messed it up, man.
No. The problem is Arcade 1-Up wanted to make a virtual pinball table that was cheap. You know, like something that. I mean, it was definitely going to be like somewhat expensive. It wasn't going to be like, $100, but it was meant to be something that, maybe a family can buy, bring it home and enjoy. Mm-hmm. But the problem is it came out during COVID and then the prices just skyrocketed and it just logically didn't make sense for Arcade 1-Up and Zen to kind of continue working. I mean, they still work together. They got the Star Wars one still coming out every now and then. Like they just... redid another run of the Star Wars pinball tables, but it seems like Atgames is kind of more down the alley they want to go because I think Atgames. Sorry to interrupt. Atgames products are a little more pricey because again, it's for more the hardcore gamer that knows what they're getting, knows the potential of the machine. So of course, like they're not afraid to spend that cash to get what they want. And the difference
between Atgames and Arcade 1-Up is Atgames actually listens to their fans, and I'm a big supporter in a company in a business that listens to the fans because that's what is where their business is coming from. Like, unfortunately, like Arcade 1-Up was trying to do that, but it was too late. And that's the problem with Arcade 1-Up.
Well, no, they are doing it now, but the thing is what sells the most is the games that people obviously know. And those are the games that they've already made a bunch of times. So the thing is, like, after the 4th or 5th Pac-Man machine or the 4th or 5th Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, people just get sick of seeing the same product be re-released. Yeah. And then better than the previous year that it was out. Yeah. So say somebody did buy, a Pac-Man in 2023, in 2024 they're going to come out with a Pac-Man again, but it's going to be better. It's going to probably have more games, internet. So it's like that's where they kind of lose people because people are just like, I'm seeing the same shit again, but then at the same time, I also bought, your first or second version of that, and now you're coming out with a better one each time. So I feel a little burned.
It feels like a slap in the face, and like Arcade 1-Up made another Pac-Man, and that Pac-Man's great, but they should have did that Pac-Man a long time ago if they listened to the fans. Like, that is the biggest thing. If they just listened to the fans, they would have the business would have strived.
Well, the business is still striving, but they're striving because of the casuals, right? Yeah. It's just a lot of the casuals are seeing these things for the first time and they buy them. Yeah. Where people like me that have bought Arcade 1-Ups, over like the last 5 years, it's kind of getting a little bit
redundant.
It's getting a little bit boring for us because we already have all these games. Yeah. And
and they only put like 5 games on there. Why?
Well, no, it's now they have like 14 games.
They should have. It doesn't matter. Like, so with Atgames, you can actually like go onto and buy extra games, and that is so smart business wise because you're always making money. Like, for example, like the new Atgames pinball machine, you can buy packs, and they're $25, like a table, and people are gonna buy it because they want that. Like, that's what they want.
Yeah, but that's not Arcade 1-Up's business. Their business is they want to sell you a cabinet with so and so games on it. Yeah. From one specific company. I agree. It is a multicade, but it's not a multicade in the sense that they want you to be able to put whatever you want on it. Yeah. They just want it to be strictly for that. Like, they have a license deal with the company where it's just that specific licensee, and they have to put specific games from that licensee. And if they have the license, that's why they keep on coming out with the same things over and over again. Yeah. It's because they don't have to pay for that license anymore. They already have it.
Which is smart.
So they're actually making a ton of money.
I don't disagree with Arcade 1-Up's tactics. I just wish that they paid attention to the fans a lot more, especially the people that have been there for day one.
Yeah, they're trying. They're trying.
They are, but it's too late. Bye, Arcade 1-Up.
Well, it's too
late. Too late to apologize.
It's too late.
Get those violins out and start playing Apologize.
No, that's a great song, by the way.
Yeah.
One Republic with Timbaland. Yeah. it is too late for some. Like for me, there's only 2 cabinets that I'm hoping to get down the line. I am hoping to get the class of '81 at some point, and I want to upgrade my Golden Tee if they ever do a deluxe. But other than that, I am done because I got what I want, right? But there's definitely some people out there that I guess they still want to upgrade. I know a lot of people want the XLs.
Yeah.
So I think that's making a lot of people rebuy as well. The XLs are these cabinets, for people that don't know, the XL are these cabinets that are not exactly the size of a real arcade machine, but it's the closest that you could possibly get with how Arcade 1-Up does things and packages things. So a lot of people are selling off their 3/4 scale versions to get these XLs, where for me, it's like the 3/4 scale is kind of where I'm happy because it's a size that I can play comfortably, but it's also not ginormous and taking up too much space. So
Yeah.
I'm stopping at the 3/4 scales, but I know a lot of people are getting the XLs.
And I want to say this. I just want to mention this. Like, I'm not dissing arcade or like Arcade 1-Up because
You
I
you just said bye Arcade 1-Up.
No. I have a cabinet, but I mod it. I'm just the type of person that likes to mod things.
Yeah,
and
you're
like
you're an Atgames guy.
I'm an Atgames guy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just rather have more bang for my buck.
Of course.
I'm more of a budget man, and like my things all in one package.
Yeah.
But in a certain way.
I'm becoming more of a budget guy now.
Well, it's hard to get like when you realize that they're just burning you every time.
Well, again,
it
it's
gets old.
so this whole burning thing, like, it's not necessarily that
They're burning bridges. They're burning bridges.
No, so what they're doing
They're burning
is they
bridges.
know they're money makers and they just keep on redoing it because, again, they have the license.
If they were engineers, the bridge would fall. That's what would happen.
No, it does feel like they're burning bridges.
They don't even have supports to get to that point.
No, it does feel like they're burning bridges if you've been in it as long as some of us have. I've been collecting since 2019, so, again, when it's like the 6th or 7th Pac-Man that they came out with and you've already bought like 3 of them, it does feel like they're burning you a little bit, but it's not necessarily that. Once you kind of understand their business, you understand what they're doing, and it's just these ones that they're coming out with constantly, those are their cash cows, and that's where they're getting their money to fund some of the more rarer titles that they've been doing lately. And it seems like they only do like 1 or 2 kind of different titles every year now. So that's where people kind of, I guess, if you've been in the collecting Arcade 1-Up game for a while, that's where I think they're kind of losing us. It's because they're not coming out with the newer stuff as frequent and as quick.
Yeah.
So it does tend to get boring because a lot of the stuff that they're doing is these re-releases that a lot of us have already seen. Yeah. But either way,
and let alone they're more expensive. It's not like they're going down in price. They're just getting more expensive.
Yeah.
And that's
everything is.
They should at least, hey, Arcade 1-Up, you should at least put deals out for the people that are reoccurring.
Well, no. So in the States, there's tons of deals. People are buying Arcade 1-Ups for like $2.99 right now.
Yeah.
Here in Canada, we don't get shit. That's where the problem is. If you're a Canadian Arcade 1-Up fan, you are screwed because everything is like $5.99 to $6.49 to $8.99. Like, it's like the prices are ridiculous. That's kind of where they lose the majority of us. But either way, I'm still a fan of Arcade 1-Up. I'm a fan of home arcade. I feel like Atgames speaks to a certain demographic. Arcade 1-Up speaks to a certain demographic. There's this other company called Unico that just came back on the scene. They're coming out with this candy cab multicade thing. So there's something for everybody. And at the end of the day, if you do like home arcades, there's something for everybody. It's just you might have to kind of.
And the question is, like with Atgames, because they're coming out with such a good product, this pinball that they're coming out with, where do they go next, right? Like how much more money can you make? You can't really make that much money. However, if they're going to continue to release all these Zen tables and they charge people $25 for the software, that's where they're going to be making their income, right?
Yeah. They're also coming out with another Legends Ultimate, like the actual arcade
4K,
machine,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Something
like
that.
If you're like me and just want to play like the old school arcade games because you're into this because of like the nostalgia purpose, you don't really need to play Pac-Man on 4K.
There's no point.
But if you're somebody that wants to play like modern games,
that takes away the nostalgia. The whole point.
Well, Atgames isn't playing the nostalgia. Atgames is playing to
budget and
no.
Yeah, that's what I think.
No, Atgames is playing to the hardcore gamer that wants to play old school and new school games on their machines and don't necessarily care how it. I mean, they care how it looks, but it doesn't have to look like something that exists already. It can be something new.
I agree.
And that's what Atgames plays to. Okay. But, anyways, this was a fun topic. Actually, I didn't think we would talk about the arcade and pinball thing as long as we did. But yeah, we're about 16 minutes in, and yeah, it got pretty interesting. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to talk about is tattoos. Now, my brother has quite a few tattoos. I myself only have one, but my original tattoo was just black and white, and then I ended up getting it colored down the line. It's actually a Portuguese crest on the top of my left shoulder. It's basically the Portuguese flag and the Azorian flag mixed together to kind of make a nice little crest. But my brother, like I said, has quite a few tattoos. Why don't you tell us about some of your tattoos?
I have 3. I got one on my arm, my left forearm, and it's like it's an English saying, but I have it in Portuguese, and it's basically, it says, "Don't judge behind every person. There's a reason why they are the way they are." And I got that tattoo basically, like I went through a lot in my past, so I just wanted to get that to remind me that don't judge anybody and try not to judge anybody before judging them, which is super hard to do, by the way. But yeah, so I try that every day. It's a reminder, basically.
Let me rephrase what you said. Like, not that you said it wrong, but just to kind of like clean it up a little bit. So basically, not what you're asking, Well,
the thing is, I had a beer, so I'm a little drunk. Yeah.
No, so what he's saying is, obviously, don't judge a book by its cover, but he has it said in a different way. And again, he has it in Portuguese because we're Portuguese, so.
And it's a good, a story, teller. Like, people come up to me and be like, "Oh, what's that say on your arm," right? And then I can explain to them and why I have it. So it's nice. It's a good conversation starter, is what I said.
What else do you have?
I also have one on my wrist, and it's a bunch of cards. It's the 3 of diamonds, the ace of spades, the queen of hearts, and the 7 of clubs. And it's in chased order, and if you're a magician or a card player, you should know what that is. It's a special order that the cards are in. And if you look at it, reverse-wise, it actually it says love. So because I'm a magician, I decided to get it because I love magic. It's something I've been into my whole life. Yeah, that's another topic to talk about, but
we'll get to that for sure. And then what about that last tattoo?
And then I got a rosary wrapped around my other forearm, my right forearm, with a special date on it, and it just means it's a nice. It looks nice. Yeah, I'm not Catholic. I'm Catholic, but I don't practice that.
Yeah, he's not a practicing Catholic, but he's a Catholic.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It's more of an aesthetic thing. And then I've got some tattoos that I've removed, but we're not going to talk about.
Well, yeah, there's one tattoo that he got removed. That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. When he sent me the picture of this tattoo, I thought it was fake.
I came home that day, and I was still living with my parents, and my mom looked at me and was like, "Is that a Sharpie on your neck?" And I was like, "No, it's a real tattoo."
Well, you just gave away where it was. But anyways, yeah, it's gone. He got it removed after many
It took
treatments.
Literally 10 treatments, and each treatment was an substantial amount of money, and I was like, why? Like, the price I paid for the tattoo was only $70, and I know why.
yeah, it was it's pretty bad, but whatever. We live and we learn.
You live and you learn.
Do you have any other ideas of tattoos that you want?
Yes.
I know you mentioned something about fishing.
Yes. So I'm a big fisherman. So I was gonna get actually like a nice portrait of like just the wilderness shot. And I know a lot of people have this, but this actually means a lot to me. I like to be out in the outdoors, and fishing just is a nice, calming, relaxing sport. So.
Okay, so you the wilderness. If you're wondering why there's a weird cut, if you guys noticed the cut, it's because my wife and son came to the door, and then my brother kind of stumbled. So if there is a weird cut there, we apologize. But anyways, he said he wants basically a scenery, an outdoor scenery. And basically him fishing on a dock.
I want to fish on a dock.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
It's nice and relaxing.
Yeah. Me, I definitely want to get at least one more tattoo. I'm thinking it's gonna have something to do with my son and my wife, something family oriented, maybe like some type of crest. But I keep on going back and forth with ideas, so I haven't quite cemented anything yet. But that is going to be my plan for my next tattoo and probably my last tattoo.
Talking about cement, we got to get Eric on this podcast.
Yeah, well, my cousin Eric. Yeah,
Eric, if you're listening, you're coming here, man.
I'll throw him on the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
So we'll hit another two topics here real quick. So my brother's going to be getting married in 2025.
Shit.
How long have you been with your fiance?
I have been with her for 5 years.
5 years.
5 years, yeah. Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, that's
to
awesome.
myself.
Yeah, she's a great girl, and
she's a lovely woman. She's my sunshine. Because he's blind, I get it?
Yeah, yes. So that's exciting. He actually asked me to be his best man today, so
yes, sir.
I feel very honored to be standing by his side that day.
It's going to be a wonderful day.
Yeah, yes. I told him it'll be the best day of his life. My wedding was the best day of my life next to the birth of my son. So, it's one of those things where it's just a day where you have everyone you love in one spot, and it's just very very magical. I can't think of any other word. It's just
there's that magic word
again. To have everybody in one spot is awesome. But anyways, I did mention magic, so let's get to the magic aspect.
Let's do it.
So my brother is a magician. He's been practicing magic for years. So what got you into magic? Like
so there was one day I was sitting there with my dad and mom, and I think my brother was home too, actually. Just saying. But we were sitting on the couch, and Mr. David Blaine came on a special ABC.
David Blaine, yeah,
ABC.
David Blaine.
And this guy, I tell you, he is a freaky man. However, he is a wonderful magician. He did some street magic, and it pulled me in like a little raccoon. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean.
Like a little raccoon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with trash. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I know you drank, but you didn't drink that much.
Dude, I'm a lightweight.
A little raccoon.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's cool. So, yeah, some of the magic that you do a lot of card tricks.
I do a lot of card tricks. I do coins. I touch up on everything. Right now I'm into like kind of the more mental mystery kind of thing. So like, if you ever seen Stranger Things, how like the girl has like mind powers and she can move things with her mind, and
like psychic and psychic ability.
I am totally down. That is the coolest thing for me right now. I also like to I dabble in electronics as well, so I like to play with magic and electronics a lot. So that's another cool thing I do.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just so into it.
So you're on TikTok. So
Yes,
if somebody wants to look you up, where can they find you?
On TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know what the hell they call the thing. It's username?
Yeah.
Okay.
My TikTok is oh shit. My girl's calling me, man.
And we're back. So I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check out my brother's TikTok. where, you know, he has his magic videos. You guys can see them firsthand. He definitely puts a lot of time and effort into them. They're shorter videos, but I know for a fact he puts hours and hours into just making sure everything's perfect and making sure like the lighting's right and, you know, the placement of everything's right. So with the effort that he puts in, it would be really appreciated if you guys checked out his channel. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, I don't know exactly when this is going to be coming out, but as of our filming of this podcast, there's been some leaked images. If you're a Marvel fan, you've probably seen this. There's been some leaked images of Deadpool 3 with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and the classic Wolverine costume minus the mask. And he has sleeves where obviously the original suit has no sleeves. And then you got Deadpool, obviously. But Sabretooth from the original X-Men movie is back. Him and Wolverine are having a fight. And then in another picture, you see Deadpool holding Sabretooth's head. Toad, I guess from X-Men 2 is going to be in it. There's multiple vehicles that have been shown. There's a vehicle from Captain America, one of the Captain America movies. I can't remember exactly the one it is. There's a vehicle from Moon Knight, which I never watched that series, but obviously it said online that that's what that's from. There's a vehicle from the Fantastic Four, which really excites me because of the fact that I know they are doing a Fantastic Four sometime soon. So maybe this might be kind of the link to kind of having the Fantastic Four show up. Obviously, this movie is going to be packed with a lot of stuff, and it's probably because of the fact that this is going to be Hugh Jackman's last time playing Wolverine. So why not do it big? I guess it's supposed to be one of the most gruesome and dark Marvel movies of all time. So I am really eager to see this one. So have you seen any of those pictures? I know
I seen a couple of the pictures. I seen the one like Wolverine in the yellow and blue suit, and yeah, that's really it. And then I just looked at the release date that it's supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out in July 26, 2024. So next.
Okay,
next
awesome.
year.
So not too long of a wait.
Yeah.
I actually put some of the images on my YouTube channel, so if you wanted to see them, they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this movie. It's been a while since I've been excited for a Marvel movie. So just to kind of get, you know, something that just kind of breaks the mold from what they're kind of doing. Like, obviously, Marvel right now is really trying to kind of build a new chapter with this new saga that they're doing. You know, a lot of the older characters are now, you know, leaving. So they're making, you know, new people kind of take over some of their mantles. Like, I know Falcon is now going to be the new Captain America, and there's probably some other ones that I'm forgetting. And then, of course, they're adding other heroes into the mix. But for me, when Marvel really had me, it was for those first, like, 10 to 15 years, and it's these characters that are going to be in this movie that really grabbed me. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing them again. And then me being a fan of Fantastic Four, like I said, if they somehow come into the mix, that'll be exciting too. But anyways, we're going to end this podcast. I feel like it was a pretty good one. Obviously, a lot of laughter, and it was fun kind of getting into the home arcade stuff and talking about, you know, tattoos and his wedding and stuff like that. So definitely appreciate you being on the podcast, Jace.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem, and look forward to having you again. Hopefully,
sounds
you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Take care, and I appreciate you checking out the Steve V Show. Let everybody know that another show is coming your way.